You guys can squeeze in. Make her real nervous. All right. Thanks everybody for coming out. We appreciate the support for our students, for the department. So thank you, friends, family, students, faculty, everybody else that's here. This is a great opportunity for our students. They get to showcase their work. They get to talk about it, much to their dismay sometimes. We'll see how Anna does. But you know, they worked really hard on the show, and especially these things are intricate and fun. So she's going to talk about her journey a bit, the work, what it's about, some of that intensity that goes into it. So with that, I'm going to leave it with Anna to go ahead and start her talk. Give her applause, please.
Well, thank you guys all for coming. This is really, really great. So my artwork is inspired by nonverbal communication. And for those of you who don't know, I'm pursuing a degree in art therapy. And in art therapy, nonverbal communication is really important because in simplest terms, it's used for when people don't have words to express themselves. And so it's important to watch their nonverbals to gather more information about them. And I kind of see nonverbals as your innermost emotions, like your true feelings, and they're a lot stronger than your verbal communication. Like for example, you can hide your nonverbals a lot easier. So I could be standing up here, talking really excitedly, but if I'm standing here with my arms crossed, like I don't want to be here, right? So I can hide that easier, right? But so I kind of portrayed the nonverbal cues through antique railroad lanterns. And back in the day when these were used, they were used as a form of signaling. They were used to communicate between trains, passengers, conductors, stations, and they had different lights and different swinging motions to signal different things. So like a yellow light meant to proceed with caution, or a white light meant to stop to pick up passengers. And some of the motions were like swinging, I think, vertical up and down means to proceed, horizontally above the head means to apply your brakes. So I kind of just wanted to show, like, when words are not available, we turn to cues to aid in understanding. So kind of just to give you like a visual example of what I'm talking about, like this one here, he kind of looks like he knows what he's doing, like he's got a big head, he knows what's going on. He's kind of all about himself, right? So that's what I'm gathering from just looking at him. And kind of to go off of that, like the naming process was really important to this series. Each of the titles are a form of nonverbal communication, or what you would gather from looking at their cues. So kind of like another example, like this one's titled Lambent. So what I would do was I would take this lantern and look at it and say, like, what is it saying to me? Like, its light is bright, it's like very direct, and like it looks like it's passionate. So I would search these words and like find synonyms and more synonyms for them to find like the perfect definition to describe this lantern. And I would even like look up the word or the definitions of the words in psychology too, just to give it a better representation of what it's all about. So when making these, what I did was I just like searched antique railroad lanterns on the internet and found ones that were really interesting or unique, and I took the basic form from those and used that as what I was going to build, and then I varied the details on them and took from other pieces and combined them. So they aren't actual replicas, but they are similar to actual real ones, just a little different. So I built them using hand construction. I used mainly I built them mainly out of slabs, and I kind of varied the techniques that I used just to keep it fun for myself. And so I used molds for a few of them. I coiled one of them. I used a pinch pot technique for part of one. And so that's just kind of like how I built them. And then after they went through the firing process, I put lenses in them and wires on them, and put lights inside of them. So I really just like loved using the clay and pushing the boundaries of clay. The clay kind of represents us and our nonverbal and verbal communication and our emotions, because clay can be very fragile and it can be very strong at the same time, or at different points in its like process. So it kind of represents us, how our outside, like our shell, is very strong, and we can hide these fragile feelings inside of us. So it and then like I made them functional because I wanted to show the light inside of them, and it kind of represents us and all of us, you guys, me, like that we have these abilities inside of us that we can use to be a light to others, and they're all different colors, just to show that we're all different. We all have these abilities and different abilities to give to others, and also kind of like the lights are like our nonverbals as well, kind of like that we can let those out even though they're fragile, and we can show those, I guess, and that's kind of what my work is about. I feel like I talk really fast, but it's okay. If you guys have questions for me, I would love to answer questions. Not Eva. Where is Eva?
I'm sorry, Eva. But my question is, some of these pieces are very intricately made, like Nebraska had said earlier. And so my question is, with the constructing, you told us a little bit about the process and how you made them with slabs, but how long did some of these take with just the intricate details? Like, so you have some of them with this, like, where it looks like there's screws and there's latches, and even the process of getting the lights within them with the glasses. Like, how long would one of these take?
Yeah. On average, building one of them would take approximately 20 to 30 hours over the course of about a week.
And how did you, sorry, another question. How did you go about with getting the lights within them? Like, did you pre-measure them first before you built them? Did you have them picked out before? Or?
Not exactly. When building each one, I designed them to open in some way, and then once they were finished, I would just find a light that was able to fit into the doorway that I made.
Sweet. I just look at the big one and I'm like,
crazy story.
Did you have to deal with any of your pieces cracking when you fired them or anything? Like, how did you deal with things breaking?
Well, and I had actually one lantern that I wasn't able to put in here because the door didn't fit on it. And I did deal with some cracking. I tried fixing most of them just with different techniques. Yeah.
She took my question.
That's it.
From start to finish, which one took you the longest to make?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. They all took so long. Maybe this one, I don't know. Yeah.
Which one was the easiest to work?
The easiest to make?
Yeah.
Probably this box over here. That one was probably, it's simple. I think it was a little bit easier, yeah.
so where did you draw your inspiration then for some of these lanterns? Like, did you just look, did these just pop up in your head, or was there any research behind?
No, yeah, I looked up antique railroad lanterns on the internet, and I just pulled different images that I thought, the ones that were really interesting, and used those. And so they're not exact replicas, but I used the basic shapes of them, yeah.
How did you come up with your secret compartments to fit the lenses in? Did you kind of research that, or did you?
No, I kind of just went for it. Oh,
some of your glaze, like your glazes, were they just like, did you buy the glazes already like it, or did you go and experiment with mixing different types? And how did you go about figuring out what glaze would work best for your piece?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most of them are combinations of glazes. I went out and purchased most of them and just did a bunch of tests. And I wanted to glaze them to look real and not have, like bright yellow, So I basically, from my tests, I took the ones that looked rustic and kind of true to life. Jason?
Do you have a lantern that you personally identify with? And if so, which one?
Yeah, kind of. There's the one that's in that back corner, I think, that I can identify with, at least, or I have identified with it in the past. Yeah.
Which one was your favorite? Not necessarily like a finished product, but to make.
My favorite to make?
Do you have one
I don't know. I think this one was really fun to make. I love doing like all the little details, and I thought these ones had really cool details on it. So really just the ones that are like heavy in detail, I think would be my favorite to make.
So I know glazing, you can still kind of come up with different things after, like with the color. Was there anything that didn't come out that you expected, or even in a good way?
Yeah, I think most of the glazes came out how I expected them to come out, I think. Some of them did do like a couple like cool things that I wasn't expecting, and most of it was great, like I don't think I really had any troubles with the glazing process. Yeah. Anybody else have any questions? Yeah.
Is the box how you wanted to make the box?
Yeah, actually, it turned out pretty much exactly how I wanted it to. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the little ones.
Oh, the little ones? Yeah. I made all the little ones after I finished all of the big ones. I kind of had some more time on my hands and wanted to push myself a little bit farther, and so I just decided to make the mini ones kind of just for fun. Yeah.
If you had it to do over, would you do the same thing?
Yes, I would do the same thing. I really enjoy doing this entire process. Yeah, I would definitely do it again. Yeah.
Do you want to continue working on this, or do you feel like you really pushed it as far as you want to?
I don't think I've pushed it as far as I can. I want to continue to push the boundaries of clay, maybe not necessarily in lantern form, but I would still create these if I wanted to do like an exhibit or something and needed a few more pieces. I would definitely do it, but I want to definitely like push it even farther and see what else I can come up with. Yeah.
For coming out, finish eating your food. We also have two artists over in the Strickler Planetarium tonight. They'll be giving their talk at 7:30. So feel free to head up there in a little bit, hear them talk, eat all their food, and enjoy some more art. Thanks again.